Good Tuesday morning, everyone. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Well, quite a snow across much of Michigan. Southeastern third of the state, we'll call it 7 to 9 inches. Southwest quarter, outside of the lake effect, right along the shoreline, we'll call it about 3 to 5 inches. Saginaw Valley, we'll call it 4 to 6 inches. And then as you move northward, it becomes pure lake effect. And in Leelanau County, now one of the weather spotters measuring the snowfall said they give up. They stopped at 33 inches. They stuck a yardstick in the snow, and you only saw about 3 inches above it. And they said, throwing in the towel, no more measurements for the day. It's just too snowy there. So let's get to it. Let's show you what's going on now. It's turned into pure lake effect problems now as far as travel goes, and then we'll look toward a warm-up. We'll find a warm-up for you, even if we have to go out 6 months, but we don't have to go out that far. So still a winter storm warning for a short time period here in the thumb. The wind's going to turn northwesterly and put those lake effect bands off shore. Heavy lake effect down in the southwest corner. And again, I'm advising you, if you're going to Chicago, skip the I-94 route and drop 69 down to I-80. You're still going to get a massive snow band in here, but it's only going to be about 10 miles wide versus more of a mess in Michigan. Of course, winter storm warnings, Traverse City, Leelanau County, down to Manistee, surrounding that, winter weather advisories, and winter storm warnings up across the UP. Also, radar. Here's your lake effect. Let's see if the lake effect even shows up in the eastern part of the thumb. You could see now the bands look like they're trying to move offshore there. But in the southwest lower, the heavy lake effect. As you get southwest of Grand Rapids, heading toward Grand Haven. And let's shift northward. You know who's getting it hard again? Leelanau County. Now it's starting to shift direction and finally starting to come into the Traverse City area. So, radar forecast for today shows the shrinking areas of lake effect, but still potent areas of lake effect that will continue into the afternoon. And then notice how they start to shift and move toward the east. That's a sign that the wind is shifting and the long flow over the Great Lakes will be ending. For the most part, you still can get some isolated bands, but they shift around so the amounts don't pile up in any one spot like they did in Leelanau County, where it just continued to snow in the last 24 hours. Hey, good morning, Gina and Glenn Ballard from Kalamazoo. And Larry Brown, how much snow in Everett? I didn't really actually see a measurement from Everett, so I would imagine it was pretty light. Probably, I'm guessing now, an inch or two. Okay, so here's your additional snowfall today. And this is lake effect, so you usually double it for the heaviest. So you're seeing 3 to 6 here, and that means there probably will be some 9-inch totals in the southwest corner around Benton Harbor, St. Joe, and then also Traverse City area, and starting to shift out of Leelanau County eventually and go more toward Antrim and Kalkaska and Charlevoix County, and up across the UP another 3 to 9 inches of snow possible today. Otherwise, eastern lower, you're done. Patricia, Ann Arbor officially was tallying between about 8 and 9 point something inches. Okay, now the cold. Okay, well, we'll first start off with the low temperatures tomorrow morning. These will be record low temperatures. Canton, I saw Monroe at 4.5 inches, I do believe. So Canton probably somewhere in there. So tomorrow morning, the coldest morning, then still cold for Thursday in the 20s, and Friday in the 20s, and Saturday in the teens, and Sunday in the teens and 20s, and Monday in the upper 20s. So every morning now, we are definitely dropping below freezing. What about high temperatures today? Some of these are going to be record cold high temperatures. Sally Hart, how much snow fell in Kalamazoo? I saw 5.5 inches yesterday. Now I don't know what they've gotten in lake effect. Probably not a whole lot. Okay, now here is tomorrow. We're still in the mid-20s. No melting going on tomorrow. Here's Thursday, inching above the freezing mark, so some slow melting. Remember, that only gives you about 3 or 4 hours above freezing. Mike, I'm not trying your last name. How much in Port Austin, tip of the thumb? Oh, boy. I have not seen a report out of there, to be honest with you. I'm guessing from the system it was probably 6 to 8, but I don't know about any lake effect there. So here's Friday, and here's Saturday, back to a little bit cooler, just below freezing. Here's Sunday, and here's Monday. So we got to wait until Monday before we get about 40 degrees in places. But some slow melting is going to occur. Are you going to see the grass again in the southern half of Lower Michigan? Yeah. Northern half of Lower Michigan? Probably. I think you probably will see the grass there. So I think most places will have a chance to get the leaves off. Now we're going to find a warm up for you. These are the upper level temperature deviations, 5,000 feet up. They translate to the same thing at the ground pretty much. So you're looking at temperature deviation in Celsius. I like to translate it to about the same temperature deviation in Fahrenheit at the ground. Someone's asking about Flushing about 7 inches or so. Tamerlan, too far out for Thanksgiving just yet, although the general trend looks warmer, but there probably will be a storm in there, so it depends on when that storm hits on any particular day. So we're looking at cold in the purples, and we're looking warm in the reds and browns, and we're going to go out 16 days and see what the change looks like. So here's our cold blob coming through over the next few days and letting up just a touch, but still keeps flirting with us. And then we go into the weekend, and we get a little bit warmer temperatures aloft. Cold air starts to make it into the southeast for early next week. And then look at this. We're into November 21st, and we're talking 10 degrees warmer than normal. And then as we go toward the end of next week, we're warmer than normal. But watch as we go toward Thanksgiving week. Warm air is expected to take over. I guess I better say that over. Warmer than normal air is expected to take over. Because remember, at that point, we're looking at highs of normal, long-term average highs, 35 to 40. So if you're 5-10 degrees warmer than normal, you're in the 40s. Okay, so this is a warmer than normal pattern across much of the U.S., and there's a lot of signs that is going to happen, and we're going to have a break in December. It's fitting a pattern of analog years that a couple of researchers that I like have found. Here's a 6 to 10 day forecast starting to fight off the cold. Here's the 8 to 14 day forecast, November 19th to 25th, and we're looking at trying to lean toward warmer than normal conditions. So there you go. There is the forecast for today. It's a sunny one. Take those sunglasses with the fresh snow out there. And hey, Terry Gregory, this forecast is another blunder. No, it isn't. Here's what I look at. Here's our job. I think a lot of people get hung up on the exact amount of inches. Now, if you go from a snow system that's expected to be light to something that's major, it changes the character of what you're going to do. But think about this. Start time. I talked about a Thursday, Friday, starting Sunday night, Monday, right on. Heaviest area of snowfall, right on. Duration, end time, right on. Maybe hung on about 2-3 hours longer in the southeast, and that's actually another inch or two of snowfall. 3 to 5 inches we talked about 2-3 days out, and it went to 9. Would you have done any? And the 9 is a fluff that's equivalent to 5 inches. Guess what? In about 24 hours, with all that airspace settling down, you'll have about 5 inches of snow on the ground. So I don't think a blunder at all. You knew it was coming a long time. You knew what it was going to be like. It was like that. It didn't matter whether it was 5 or 6 inches or 9 inches or 7. And a lot of places were 7 or 8. 3 to 5 to 7 doesn't sound too bad. So I think it was a very good forecast. And I think a lot of folks get hung up on the exact inches. You just can't do it. You can get close. You can get a good start time, a good end time, a good characterization to the storm, good placement of the heavy snow. You're warned. You want it perfect? Guess what? Try it yourself is all I can say. All right, there you go. So this is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Enjoy the cold, enjoy the snow. Wait about a week for the warm-up. Take care.